Hey guys, it's Adam here, your Northern Tech, coming to you live from Vlogging Live channel. What we're going to do today is go ahead and upgrade the Dell Inspiron 5775 laptop. Let's do this. Okay, so I kept the piece of whatever the heck this is that was sitting between the screen and the keyboard, because I'm going to lay it down and put the laptop on it when I flip it over and take it apart. So what we got, I've already disconnected the power just so you guys know, alright? And just so you're aware, the laptop is in fact powered down right now. It's turned off. So I'm not doing this on a live system. It's powered down, it's sleeping. So we got our iFixit toolkit here. That's what we're going to be using to crack into this beast. What's going in it today? We have a crucial 250 gigabyte SATA M.2, a crucial SSD SATA 6 1 terabyte, and 16 gigabytes of Corsair Vengeance RAM at 2400 megahertz. Let's get cracking. First thing we're going to want to do is get the power cord out of the way here. We're going to want to lay down something on the table, and we'll flip the laptop upside down so we can see all the screw holes. Now, what we'll do, grab our iFixit kit over here. I'm going to use the lid to sort the screws. Move this over a bit, give me some room. What I like about this is it's got little compartment holes here you can put the screws into. Alright, let's get ourselves a little Phillips going here, and we'll start extracting screws. Here's the CD-ROM, and theoretically now, the CD-ROM comes straight out. Now I've been considering on Amazon, they actually sell a replacement, if you will, which you can swap a hard drive into the CD-ROM tray, and then all you do is you take off your plastic bezel here off your CD-ROM tray and click it on that, and it gives you the ability to put an extra hard drive in the CD-ROM tray. And I've been considering doing that with the 1 terabyte drive, just so I can have more storage in here, because one of the main purposes of this computer is going to be that it's going to come to work with me on night shifts so that I can watch movies and be entertained during really slow shifts. Okay, so that's a different screw, so we're going to put that in the third tray. So sometimes what you got to do is you got to get your nail underneath the screw head and help it so that it actually comes out of its hole. Because some of these, they're not like they're all meant to come out. Just some of them need a little bit of persuading. Okay, so we'll go ahead and remove all the rest of the screws. Just have one screw that's being stubborn. I don't think that'll cause a problem. Okay, so let me go ahead and clean up a little bit here. Put some stuff away that we're not using. And now the fun part. This is where the guitar picks come into play. You can use a credit card too. I've seen it done online with a credit card. Seemed to work okay. Just making sure I got all the screws out, and we are golden. So now, what you got to do is we got to open up the laptop lid as wide as she can go, which is that's it. Another thing, guys, if you're looking for a laptop that is a one of those laptops that you can flip upside down and use as a tablet, this is not the laptop for you. Okay, so I might have to use the metal spudger for this. So basically what you want to do is there's clips in here that you need to release in order to pop the case open. You know, this is one thing that I do not like about laptop manufacturers who make their devices super difficult to upgrade. There's no reason why there isn't plastic portholes in the bottom. Unscrew a bolt, or unscrew a screw, remove the plate, hard drive, unscrew a plate, remove it, RAM, unscrew a plate, remove it, SSD. There's no reason to need to use spudgers to open up a laptop, except for the fact that Dell doesn't want you doing what I'm doing right now. They want you to buy it pre-configured with all their shit. They'll always ask me, Adam, why do you hang on to your gift cards after you use them? Well, you know, sometimes you gotta take apart a laptop. Alright guys, these clips are giving me a trouble. I'll be back when I got this figured out. Okay guys, took some tomfoolery, but I got it. There was 2 screws that I missed. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to close up the lid, because we don't need that open anymore. And then we'll just flip her over onto her back, exposing all the goods. So there you have it. Oh, they actually did put 2 4-gig sticks in here. Well, that's a first. Every other one of these I've seen, it's been 1 8-gig stick. Okay, so what do we got over here? CD-ROM drive, cooler. That's going to be easy to clean too when she gets all gummed up, now that I know how to take it apart. So let's get cracking on the first thing. Let's go with the M.2 SATA. And if you're wondering why I'm calling it an M.2 SATA and not a NVMe drive, is because it is M.2 SATA by Troubleshooting. Because I don't think this thing here can take the full. To install that, you just basically go on an angle. I've never done one of these before in my life. So it just goes on an angle, then you push down into place and pop in the screw. But there is a screw there already, so I should have probably extracted that before I fed the drive to it. Plop that down, and then screw it back into place. M.2 installed. Next victim. Let's do the RAM. I think the hardest part with this whole ordeal was getting the computer open. I've never had a laptop where you had to pry away at clamps or clips to open them. Like I said, they've always been easy. They've always been, you can access what you need and you can't access what you don't need. But nowadays it seems they're making these laptops where you can take the whole bottom off and access the whole ordeal. Which is good, I guess, if you want to detail it. It's nice to see that you can actually go in and give it a good thorough cleaning, you know. So there's the Vengeance RAM. What I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and extract this value RAM. This here is, oh, it's Samsung. 4 gigabytes of Samsung DDR4. Get that out of the way. What's nice about RAM, guys, is it looks like the slot is in the middle, right? It's not. It's actually off kiltered a bit. So there's only one way it can go in. You try to put it in the wrong way, it won't slide into the hole. And if you force it, well, you're gonna break something. And see how easy it is to put the RAM in. You literally slide it in so the gold plates are touching. See, like if I tried to put it in upside down right now, it wouldn't fit because it's banging. There's a little pin here and it's banging into it. So all you do is just slide it in right. Make sure the gold's underneath. Push it down. Done. RAM's complete. Sweet. Last but not least, how do they got this hard drive jury rigged into there? It looks like there's 1 screw right here, 1 screw right here, 1 screw right here, 1 screw right here. So let's extract those. Things are going good. Let's just hope this thing recovers, and let's just hope it works really good. Sorry that I'm using the GoPro for this, guys. It's really hard to film something like this with a tripod when you're limited on space. So I got the GoPro attached to the window. That's how I'm pulling this off. And any zoom effects you're seeing are done in post through Sony Vegas. Okay, so now we just need to extract this. Can I just remove this drive now? Like, should be nothing. It's not like the Mac where they tape it in double-sided. No. Okay, how much space do I have here? Why don't I play this smart and actually turn it so the laptop's closer to me rather than closer to the camera? Like, I know you guys want to see it all, but I need convenience. Gotta quit thinking about getting this shot versus getting shit done. Okay, so that was pretty easy. Alright, so this hard drive has a little caddy shack onto her. Just gotta unscrew those and we'll mount the SSD and button her back up and throw an OS onto it and see if it still sucks. So I'm not going to toss this drive or anything. I'm still going to use it. What I might do is put it in a caddy. I got a USB caddy and load it up with movies or something to bring to work. That way there I can keep them off the SSD. So the plastic was on the bottom. What kind of drive is this? This is a Seagate. Of course it's a Seagate. This is a production PC. Why would they use a Western Digital in a production PC? Doesn't make sense, right? Why use good drives? Use drives that'll die about as fast as the warranty will wear off. Okay, Okay, so we don't need that bit of plastic. All we need is the Crucial 1 terabyte 2.5 mini SSD. Son of a beach. Guys, I was looking around for this piece of metal that I just laid down. Slide that into yonder. And now we button her back up. So in theory, what I just did here is equivalent to, like, I want to say like turbocharging a Honda Civic. Like, you get a pretty decent car when you buy one, and then you turbocharge it, and then it's like even better decent. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause this is going to give some serious access time to the computer now for hard drive. So we shouldn't have that input lag that we have been experiencing since, you know, the dawn of this computer. The boot time, I forgot to include that in the last video, was 1:43 minutes. That's not exactly something to write home to Ma about, you know what I mean? Okay, so let's plug this sea sucker into this sea sucker. Fucking cat's at the door attacking it. God, she pisses me off. She wants in, but she comes in here, the first thing she does is takes a piss. That's in there, so let's go ahead and button that back in. Man, this iFixit kit, guys, super pimp. But I think this kit here is more tailored after fixing cell phones. But it works fine for laptops. Nowadays, they use the same type of screws in laptops that they use in cell phones, so what's the big deal, right? Okay, buttoning her back up. So, what did we do today? We installed the Crucial M SATA drive. We installed a standard SATA drive. We've installed the Vengeance RAM, and we inspected the inside of the computer. I say we bolt her back up and call her a day. All right, so I'll chime back in after she's all bolted up, and we'll make sure it turns on. Okay, so it's all in there. It boots up, but it's doing a quick memory check here, not detecting the hardware right. Lovely jubbly. It still thinks the old, first off, it's not detecting the M.2. Second, it's not detecting the SATA. So right now it's just doing a memory test, and it'll probably do. I didn't even bolt it up, guys. I just literally put the lid back on the bottom and flipped it. I figured why bolt it up just in case there is a problem, and I got to take it apart and inspect. So I'm probably gonna have to take it apart and inspect. Well, I don't get it. It detects that everything's been upgraded, sees the RAM, sees the speed of the RAM, knows the keyboard's backlit, has the SSD, will not detect the M.2. And when I come over here where it talks about the 5000 series, the interface is right here, 6 gigabits, and 1.5 gigabits. Yeah, so it's only 6 gigabits for the SSD, 6 gigabits for the hard drive, and here's the M.2 support. So it says it'll support M.2 SATA and NVMe SATA, and it'll support up to 256 gigs, which we have 250 gigs, and so we should be fine. And then 512 gigs for the NVMe drive. So I don't understand what's going on here and why I won't pick it up. Unless it needs another BIOS update. I'm not sure what the hell I'm doing wrong here. So what I'm gonna do, is there any settings in here? No. ASCI, sure. That really upsets me that it's not picking it up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a recovery on the rig. We'll just use the regular SATA drive for now. I'm gonna button it back up while I try and figure out. There's gotta be something going on that I'm not looking into. All right, if everybody has an answer, you know where to leave it. Well, recovery is going on here, and I did some research and found out what the problem is with the NVMe drive. It's the fact that it's not an NVMe drive. This only supports the 2280, which is the size of mine. So it's 22 millimeters wide, 80 millimeters long. NVMe M.2, and the thing I bought is not this one. This is the one I should have got because it's what I need. What I ended up buying was these M.2 SATA. It's SATA M.2, so it's no faster than the SSD, the 1 terabyte I put in there, so I wouldn't really gain much off of it. Here I thought it was just cheap because Crucial's been doing some sick deals lately. I don't know if I have the ability to return this item, but I have no use for it. Like, this is the only computer that I have that can use it, unless it'll go in my old Dell, which I might look into. So for the time being, I'll just install Windows onto the SSD that I attached with the 16 gigs of RAM, and we'll see how that goes. Should be fine. Okay, came back after editing up what I have for the footage to a turned off computer. Probably should have been babysitting this thing. Sometimes you have to. So not quite sure what it's doing now. It actually installed Windows. Apparently it did. Okay, so we are recovered. So now we just have to go through the same thing we went through yesterday in setting up the computer, having it talk to us, all that nonsense. So I will do that now, and I will chime back in once she's all configured. Should hopefully go a lot quicker this time around, because we're not going off of a piece of crap platter drive. Well guys, just by replacing the hard drive with an SSD, it feels so much nicer. I found my old MX mouse. This is the mouse I was using with my Dell XPS 8300 back in the day, along with a cordless keyboard. This mouse is old. This mouse is very old. I'm watching Robias play My Summer Car here, and I got to thinking, I'm like, I wonder if this game would run on this laptop, because that was a fun game, and you know, it took me a while to build the engine and get the car rolling. That on a night shift, I might actually have fun doing that. But yeah, the computer's definitely a lot snappy. I'm just trying to get rid of the McAfee bloatware because I never use that shit. Microsoft Edge can get the frig off my desktop, and it can also get the frig off of down here. So apparently it's failed to remove the firewall, so I don't know what's going on there. So like, I just want to get rid. Okay, so I'm gonna let it reboot one more time. Let's see how long it takes for this thing to restart. Unless it has a Windows update to do, because remember, it is a fresh, like, just go. It is a fresh install, and I don't know if it's downloading Windows updates in the background. It's a hell of a lot more responsive, and that's what I like. It doesn't, it's not like when you open up File Explorer and it sits there with its thumb up its arse. It just goes. So that's definitely cool. A little bit of a Dell screen and we're in. Just like that. Just like that. Like that is... It's good. I dig it. I like it. So Dell should have just thrown an SSD in this model from the get-go. But let's see how well it does against video games. Oh, I gotta set up Steam. Yay! Last night, this took 45 minutes to install PUBG. That's ridiculous. Look at how quick it's going this time around. Wow. Okay, this is gonna be awkward as frig. But once this here loads, we're gonna try out PUBG again and just see how well it works. Alright, we gotta install BattleEye. Forgot they included that now. One problem I'm having, and it's not to do with the laptop, it's to do with this mouse. It's definitely showing its age because you really got to get on that left click. Like, it really doesn't register that it's clicking until you like really press her down. But I bought this mouse back in 2010 and I used it for 4 years, so that's pretty good. Alright. Oh shit, I forgot to turn on the frame rate thingy. Okay, well, we'll wait till it loads and then we'll kick back out. I kind of regret not doing more testing with games, but if like I'm getting 61 frames on a black screen, like, okay, like whatever. If I get the same frame rate on PUBG that I did with the hard drive, then so be it. And right now we're sitting on, okay, well, this is just a loading screen. On this screen here, we're sitting at 12 frames a second. So let's go up to settings, because it might have, okay, I want to go full screen, not windowed. Let's go to custom, set it to very low so that everything's set to very low, and we'll bring the scaling down to 90. As soon as I do that, the screen gets all funky. So let's exit out here. I can't see anything and nothing's responding. I don't know why the screen does that the moment you start dicking around with the settings. So let's try something here. Let's go to AMD Radeon settings. Go over to gaming. Let's go here. This mouse needs to be replaced so bad. Now, is there a way to optimize? Is there an optimize option? Okay, there isn't. Well, whatever. Let's go back into the game. See, I don't know why it gets all funky like that the moment you modify the settings of the game. And there's other people online complaining about that too, so. But it is PUBG, and PUBG is a piece of shit, so. They got a lot of work to do on it. That's why it's already gone funky mode. Like the color's all dicked over already. Like, what the cock? Is there a default option? Is it getting really hot? It's getting pretty warm. Like, okay, you know what? Let's just say PUBG's a piece of shit. Because, well, look at it. It is. They released it and it's not even done being released. And let's try another game like My Summer Car. We'll give it the full... We'll give it 720p. We'll give it good with no VSync. And we'll play it in full screen. So we're getting 60 frames a second on the title. Well, I got My Summer Car to load. Apparently I just needed to wait a little bit longer. So I'm getting about 30 frames a second, 36, 40 frames a second in the house. I don't know how to open doors. How the fuck do you open doors? So you crouch. Oh, that's right. Been a while since I played this. I don't know why there's grass in the house, but that's different. So that's not too bad. 30 frames a second, 40 frames a second. Oh, what the hell? Let's go try and leave the house. Oh, little mini bike. That's cute. You gotta press enter. How do you lean? Let me guess, it's out of gas. That's how I feel about that. Alright, so there's my junker. I don't know why I'm moving so slow now. Why I'm stuck on the ground. My guy can barely jump. There we go, that's better. So, My Summer Car works. Good times. Should still have everything in here to build the car. Yep. Even got a hoist and some other shit. Okay, so that's one down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to install Grand Theft Auto and we'll see how well that plays. You going to close your door there, Chief? No, you don't really want to. Alright guys, we're going to run the benchmark here for Grand Theft Auto and just see what happens. And see how well she plays. Hopefully there's... You know what, I'm just going to mute the audio because I don't know about copyright with their theme song. So right now we're getting 63 frames a second. We'll see how she do. Now something I haven't done was went to AMD and installed the proper driver for the video card. But we're getting 62 frames a second right now on the benchmark, 48, sitting at 56. That's not too bad. That's doable. Yeah, that's doable. As long as it stays above 30, it's fine. It's when it drops below 30 that we have a problem. That's when you start seeing gritties, if you will. The gritties. Okay, well, I don't know how long this year goes on for. Or is that it? Okay, so I don't know, looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and exit out, if it'll let me. Okay, I'm gonna exit out of the benchmark. Quitting Grand Theft Auto. Oh, we gotta reload. I'm gonna have to do some research here because when I'm running in 1080p, everything looks fine. Except when you're stupid and you do that. Come on, come at me. So, we'll watch what happens when I decide to descale it. So I come over here to settings, go to graphics, and then I'll take it down to 720p, apply the change, we'll keep it. Okay, everything seems okay. It's way more tolerable at this display. Oh, fuck, I got caps. I got caps. Where's the off? Like, it's fine now, but a while ago I started the game and everything was blue. So I'm gonna have to go find out why when you descale, why things get whack, and fix that, because that's going to be a problem later on down the road. But GTA 5 runs. Oh, I just ran over somebody's dog. I'm getting 35 frames a second, and I was getting 20 at 1080p. So that's not too bad. Oh, it's fine. It's not my car. I don't care. Feels weird playing with a keyboard. Man, this game was awesome. I remember doing the story mode and saving it to Skaven Games. I miss doing that back in the day when I used to play all the video games and stuff and upload the videos, and it's a good time. It's a good time. Got picked on it for doing it though. A lot of people are like, why don't you go out and do something, be more productive instead of playing video games all the time, eh? Video games are fun. As I'm driving around a city in a car, wrecking things. Crashing a bunch of times. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're just going to leave it at that, and I'm going to give you my final synopsis based off of what I think of this computer after the upgrades. Oh, there's cheat codes? I was reaching for escape. What the hell did I click on? There, that's better. So, what do I think of this computer? You're probably wondering. Well, straight out of the box, I think it's garbage. I'm gonna be honest. The main problem is you got a good processor for an ultra low power supply based computer. You know, you got a 2 gigahertz, that turbo boost to 3.6 gigahertz, quad core, 8 thread, good processor. 8 gigs of RAM, which not too bad. You know, that's a lot of memory for a simple little workstation for back to school. And you got that Vega 8 graphics card that you've seen can play some games. I just got to figure out why it's doing what it's doing with PUBG and Grand Theft Auto, and that's going to take some research and tomfoolery and so on and so forth, and we'll figure that out. But the real kick in the pants is the stock hard drive it comes with, that 5400 RPM hard drive. This pile of poop right here literally made the system crawl to a halt. Like, it was so bad that if I was someone buying a computer for school and I didn't have computer knowledge and know how to upgrade, where I could just go on Newegg or go on Amazon and buy the parts and throw them in myself and make the computer better, I'd personally be really upset, even at the $600 entry point. Because the way it was working, I've seen computers from Walmart for $398. Hell, I've seen their $298 computers outperform the way this thing was acting. That was really, really, really disappointing. I was expecting a lot more when I originally unboxed it, fired it up, and worked with it. And when I saw what it was doing, yeah, that wasn't cool. The other big disappointment is the NVMe M.2 slot, whatever. It said it can support SSD and NVMe. And looking at this, it literally says SATA M.2 2280 SS SSD. Theoretically, this thing should work. There's the video online of the guy who takes his Intel version apart and puts this exact, and that's the reason why I went with this brand, this exact model into his. And then he had another video where he shows you how to clone the hard drive to the SSD. That's the only reason why I bought this, is because I saw his and it worked. So I figured if I buy the same, I'll have no problems. Well, I have problems. Well, I've contacted Dell about it. I don't know when they're going to get back to me. I just contacted them via the support app on this pile. Now, after putting that SSD in, even though I'm running off of the SATA SSD, it woke this thing up. It's actually a really good contending computer. Like I said, my old Dell, the 7520, it can't play Grand Theft Auto. It can't play PUBG. Even though I had that graphic glitch in PUBG, but I'm pretty sure that's a Windows 10 issue. Maybe a Vega 8, maybe a driver issue. We're going to look into that and figure that one out. It still ran it, and I was still getting around 30 frames a second. The same with Grand Theft Auto. So, I'm thinking, if I can find out what's causing the screen to tear like that, solve that problem. This might be a little light gaming rig. Like, I could play, my summer car ran 40, 50 frames a second, no problem, all day long. Light games like that should be fine, and I love light games like that, low poly count games like Minecraft, Stardew Valley, My Time in Portia, you know, all those types of games. They're great time killers. I could see myself maybe installing those on here. Little time killer games. Far Cry 5, that's kind of graphic intense. I am going to try that out, but probably off camera. Far Cry 4. I got Far Cry Primal. I haven't played Far Cry 4 or Primal yet. They came in some bundle kit, and I haven't tried them out. But my honest opinion of this laptop is, if you're looking for a laptop that you can buy today, fire it up and be happy with it without sinking any more money into it, do not get this one here. Don't buy the 5575 because you're going to need to put an SSD into it. Stock hard drive sucks. I'd recommend getting the G series, if anything, just because entry level, $1099, comes with discrete graphics, so you're not like this one here has, I think it's using the RAM as RAM for itself because it showed 4 gigs of originally it showed 4 gigs of video RAM, and now it's showing 8, so I'm pretty sure it's stealing from the system. Pretty sure on that. And there's no way that thing has 8 gigs of RAM in it. So, discrete graphics on the G series, an Intel i5, that's not ultra low powered. It's pretty much a desktop replacement. And a lot of people who are buying laptops who are going back to school, it's because they're going to be living in a dorm and space is a problem. So they want something compact that's going to do their spreadsheets, write their Word essays, maybe watch some Netflix, YouTubes, go on the Facebooks, do some social media shit, obviously, that's the Facebooks, and maybe jump into Fortnite or PUBG and wreck some face. You've seen it here, this one here doesn't quite do it. With the SSD it does. Now after the SSD, if Dell would have stuck a 256 gig or even a 128 gig NVMe SSD in this thing, ran Windows from it, and just ran all, you could run all the rest of the applications. If they would have put an NVMe 128 gig, ran the OS from that, and then the 1 terabyte drive, left that for your applications, your datas, your whatever, we'd probably have a good contender here for a $600 entry-level laptop. But the fact that this thing here's price is $900 out the gate, for an extra 150 bucks, get the G series, not this guy. That's my honest opinion. Anyway, people, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, you know what to do. Click that like button. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, down below they go. And people, until next time, peace the frig out.